Alright, what's going on YouTube? Welcome back to your favorite cyclist YouTube channel. This week, we're talking tubes and tires, and whether changing tubes and tires on your bike will actually make a big difference or not. But before we get into today's video, if you are new to my channel, make sure you head down below, hit that subscribe button for me. If you already are subscribed, make sure that little bell icon right next to that is checked off. That way you get notified every time I upload. That way you don't miss this awesome cycling content on this channel. So let's get right on to the video. So obviously here, we have the tire and the tube from the good old Mongoose Beast. The big old tires. That's right, it's not a motorcycle tire, it's not a car tire, it's a bike tire. In our last video you saw we went ahead and drilled out the front wheel, got that all set, and we are ready to throw new tires and tubes on here. So obviously we're not throwing these same old tires and tubes that were on here back on. That's not going to happen. Instead, I went ahead and went online. I went ahead and ordered some new to us tires and tubes that came off of another bike, and we're going to go and try those and see if we can drop some weight and see if they make a big difference in this bike. So, first off, we're going to talk about these tires and tubes that are on here. So, tires that are on here, I have no freaking clue what they are. They don't say anything. There's some, I don't know. They're 26 by 4. And that's about it. That's all they say. So, 26 by 4. Big old freaking heavy tire. That's all I can say. This thing is heavy. The sidewalls are super thick. So that's that tube. That's that guy right there. With the tube, of course, we got the tube. Big old freaking tube. Big tube. We've never seen a fat bike tube. They're huge. You can probably, I'm probably gonna make an inner tube out of this. That's actually a really good idea. I'm gonna make an inner tube out of this and go swimming. Go to the lake in the summer. So we got this. This is our old tube here. This is, again, it's a 26 by 4 or some Chinese brand, whatever came with the bike in the first place. So, all original stuff right here. Going with what we got now. So, of course, we got a new tube. Got a tube right here. We're trying this one first. So, this is what came with the tire I got. So, this is, again, I think this is a Maxxis tube this time. And it's a, that's where it said. So, this is the Maxxis tube. This is a 26 by 3.8 to 5. So, this is a different tube. I can tell you just from holding them, this one's heavier than this one, but we're going to find out exactly when I throw them on a scale, and that way we can measure how heavy these are and how much weight we're actually saving. And there are tires here. Oh my gosh, this is way lighter. So tires, this actually feels like a mountain bike tire. This is a Chow Yang Big Daddy 26er is what this is called. So this is a 26, where's the size at? So this is a 26 by 4. So same size that was on there. It's just a different brand tire, different casing. And ultimately, people say this is a pretty good tire. I've never heard of this brand in my life, but people say supposedly it's a good tire. So that's what we're going with here. Obviously, a little bit different tread pattern, kind of more your standard mountain bike versus this guy right here. What's funny is this guy stands itself up. This guy, if you put it on the ground, kind of stands itself up, but it wants to fall over. So there is definitely a big difference in feel to these two tires. So why are we going with these? Obviously we're doing this to save weight. So in my video where I took my first ride in the snow on the fat bike, I noticed that the wheels just didn't feel, the tires just didn't feel quite right. And I'm right. These tires, the sidewalls are so thick and so sturdy, this tire will not flatten down at all and kind of conform with the ground. It's just there is what it is. You can't tell what tire pressure you're at. You can't tell any, it doesn't, it's kind of weird. So that's where we're changing these. Obviously we want to take our fat bike and do fat bike things with it. So fat bike things, fat bike tires. So let's go ahead. So let's start off. Let's start with the tubes. Let's start with the tubes. The tires are going to have a gigantic difference. Let's start off with the tubes though and see what kind of difference we have just in the tubes on this bike. And we'll kind of move on from there. Okay, so tubes. So we're going to start with the one that came out of this bike. Schrader valve 26 by 4. So pretty basic standard tube here. Let's go ahead and do it of course in grams and pounds so everybody can understand what's going on. Let's see what we got. We have 1.56 pounds. So 1.5 pounds for a tube. 750 grams. So that's not bad. So, I mean, well, okay. Let me rechange what I was going to say. This is a 1.5 pound tube, what came in here originally. Alright, we got that. Let's go ahead and grab our new tube we're going. So, same, roughly same thing. Maxxis 26, 3.8 to 5. This is a Presta valve, so I mean, it may make a little bit of difference, but, not something I'm concerned with. Let's go ahead and do grams here first, since we already have it set for that. 470 grams. Okay. So we've lost weight already. I'm going to go ahead and do it in pounds for the rest of us folks, that don't understand grams and all that. All I can tell you is that's a big difference already. Okay, so we got that. Let's go ahead and do this. 1.04. So we're losing about 1/2 pound on just the tube. Well, so half a pound on one tube. So realistically, we're gonna lose about a pound overall on the bike. Just, sorry, that's just funny to think. We're losing a pound on the bike just in inner tubes. And there's another way that you can save more weight, which we're gonna talk about in a different video, because I have to find some. But just in the inner tubes, same size and everything, we're gonna lose about a pound on the entire bike. That makes a big difference. I would not have thought a whole pound in a tube is what we would get. So, tubes, wow, makes a big difference. Make sure, you know, this isn't some lightweight tube, Max. This is a pretty standard brand. There's nothing lightweight about this tube. This tube is still freaking heavy versus a normal tube, but you know, the quality of your tube makes a big difference. You know, that tube may have a little bit thicker protection for it because it's a Walmart, but you don't need that. You need, you know, something like this is just your standard tube. It's gonna work perfectly fine for 95% of people out there in the world, especially with a fat bike. You're riding on snow, right? So that's cool. So let's take a look at tires now. I think we're gonna see a big difference in the tires. Let's grab the old tire here. Whew. All right, so we're gonna do pounds first, of course. Okay, so this guy, tire weighs 6.42 pounds. 6.42 pounds, almost 6.5 pounds for a tire. Okay, I'll do it in grams for you guys, so you can, you know, for all you guys out there, so you can see grams. 2,910 grams. So it's not light. This is not a light tire. This tire is freaking heavy. Okay, so obviously weighs a ton. Grab our new tire here, and I can tell you just off the bat, this feels like a mountain bike tire. It doesn't feel ridiculously heavy. So 1,210 grams, or for us American folks, 2.68 pounds. That's 4 pounds a tire. So we are gonna lose overall on the whole bike 8 pounds on the tires, and what was it, half a pound and then a full pound, so 9 pounds off just in wheels, just in the tires and tubes. Oh gosh. All right, so that makes a big difference. That's 9 pounds off of this bike. So we had this bike in the last video, it was about 50 pounds. So with this, we'd knock it down to almost 40 pounds. And if we count drilling the wheels out, we're pretty much at 40 pounds. So we lose to almost 10 pounds just by changing the tires, tubes, and drilling the wheels out. That is nuts. That makes a huge difference on this bike. And I think looking at this, the tires and tubes I have, they're nothing fancy. They're nothing fancy at all. These are just standard tires and tubes that, honestly, Chaoyang, I've never heard of that. Some Chinese brand. I don't know what that means. I don't know if that's a good brand. It's not Maxxis or, you know, anything WTB or anything that's big name brand. I mean, it's not like I tried really hard to get really lightweight stuff. That's just how much of a difference it makes. Wow. Okay, so let's end this video. If you're looking for the potential of new tires and tubes, it can make a big difference in the weight on your bike and probably how your bike handles. This tire feels like it's going to handle a lot better than the original tire did, and all it took was buying tires and tubes. That's it. Make your bike feel like a completely different bike. I can tell you 10 pounds on this bike is going to make a huge difference that you wouldn't think of. I mean, you realize, you know, if your tire's not going to be obviously 6.5 pounds on a normal bike, but you know, you could still lose, you know, half a pound to a pound probably, you know, changing tires off from the original ones that it came with. So something to think about. It does make a big difference. It's not something you would think of. Just because the tire looks good and the tread looks good and everything doesn't mean it's a great tire. So hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. Hopefully you learned something. You know, it's definitely an interesting thing to look at. If you did enjoy it, give it a big thumbs up. Appreciate the support. Any comments or questions, let me know in the comments section below. Love hearing from you guys. Love hearing what you guys have to say about the fat bike. And we'll see you in the next video. Thanks for watching today.